Testing, testing. Okay, everybody can hear me okay? All right. So if I can get the members of council to come and have your seats. Chief Carr, Jackie. Who went next? Sam? Kirk? Georgette? No, Georgette. I can't remember. She's not here. She's in Mexico. He gets a bum chair. What was wrong with it?
Ani Bojo, Manomish Kiki Dishkosh, Wabshashi Donjaba, Machkodian, Hiawatha Donjaba, Wabshashi Dodam, Nishnawbe. Oh, sorry. I've been off work all week and my brain's kind of like tired. So let's start over. Thank you, Kirk. Good morning, everyone. Anim Bojo, Manogishep, Manomish Kiki Indigo, Jill Stevens, Dishnakash, Wapshoti, Dodem, Pamatishkodium, Donjapa. Yeah, good morning. Sorry about that. I want to say miigwech to Creator for the beautiful day, for the sunshine, for the cold weather, for the ice making that it's going to provide for us for tomorrow. I want to say miigwech to Creator for this, for all that He provides for us, for all the medicines and the animals, the four-leggeds, the winged, the crawlers, for all the water and all the life lessons that He provides, so that we can work and live Manoma Madswin. I want to say thank you to our drum for that beautiful song. I want to congratulate our council who's sitting here in front of us. It takes bravery to stand up and say, I want to do and give to our community in this way. So congratulations to all of you, and congratulations to all that ran. Even though they weren't successful, it's still brave of them, and I want to honor them. I know that today's a day of celebration, and that's awesome, but I also want to recognize those that are in mourning or who are unhealthy or who just need a little bit of our extra comfort and warmth today. So we ask that Creator look after them. And I'll keep it short and simple, so miigwech.
Miigwech, Jill, for opening us up in a good way. Ani Bozo, Manogazep. My name is, well, I'll start off with, bear with me, I'm learning my language. So, Ani Bozu, Trisha Shir Nadishnakash, Wabajashi Nodem, Pamad Deshkodiang, Hiawatha Nadonjaba, Michisagi Kwe and Dao. So for those that don't know me, my name is Trisha Shear. I'm from the Martin clan, and I live here in Hiawatha, and I'm a part of the Mississauga Nation. I'm the executive, my title's just recently changed, so I'm just getting into the swing of calling myself now the executive director rather than director of operations, and prior to that, First Nation administrator. So I've had a few titles, but now I'm the executive director. I'm responsible for the overall integrity of the operations of Hiawatha First Nation. I provide efficient and effective management and administration in accordance with the vision and goals and the strategies of Hiawatha First Nation Council, the requirements of the funders, Hiawatha's policies and procedures, and all relevant legislation as applicable to Hiawatha. I lead and direct and coordinate department heads in the implementation and administration of the objectives and policies and programs as directed by the Hiawatha Council. It has been my honor and pleasure to work alongside the 2023-25 Council. These 2 years have flown by, but have been filled with excitement and joy, but at the same time, stress and sadness. This council strives to think outside of the box with a mentality of inclusiveness and fairness. You always came to the table with good hearts and good minds, and although you have very different views, sometimes you are always willing to listen and make decisions for the betterment of Hiawatha as a whole. At this time, I would like to say a huge miigwech to the 23-25 Council, Chief Laurie Carr, Councillors Catherine Wilson, Jackie Potash, Kirk Edwards, Jeff Laux, and Sandra Moore for your dedication and service. Councillor Laux, it has been an honor to sit at the table alongside you for the past 4 terms. You have brought so much knowledge and expertise to the Hiawatha First Nation Council, and it has not gone unnoticed. It's been an ongoing joke since Jeff joined Council that that he asks a lot of questions. Every time he asked the questions, we would all learn, but it was always an ongoing joke. Do you have a question, Jeff? And we're truly grateful for that. And this is not a goodbye to Jeff, it's a bum up he, because I know that he's still going to be around and helping out with committees and much more work that needs to be done. At this time, we're going to move to the individual oaths. So I'll start with Chief Carr, if you want to join me at the table. Whichever you prefer. You want to put that on? I think you stand or say it, and then to sign.
I, Lori Carr, do solemnly declare that I will and truly serve and protect the interests of the citizens of Hiawatha First Nation in the office of Chief for Hiawatha First Nation. Without favor or affection, malice or ill will, I will strictly obey all the laws and regulations of our First Nation in Canada. That I will, to the best of my ability, endeavor to prevent all contraventions of the said laws and regulations. That I will strive to advance the interests of all Hiawatha First Nation citizens morally and financially, both by precept and example, and generally fulfill all the duties of the office to which I've been elected to the best of my skill and knowledge. That I will not, without due authority, disclose or make known any matter that comes to my knowledge by reason of position of elected official or my service as portfolio holder and/or committee member. That this declaration has been read and explained to me, and I understand the nature of the said declaration.
Councillor Jackie Potash.
I, Jacqueline Potash, do solemnly declare that I will and truly serve and protect the interests of the citizens of Hiawatha First Nation in the office of Councillor for Hiawatha First Nation without favor or affection, malice or ill will. I will strictly obey all the laws and regulations of our First Nation in Canada, that I will, to the best of my ability, endeavor to prevent all contraventions of the said laws and regulations, that I will strive to advance the interests of all Hiawatha First Nation citizens, morally and financially, both by precept and example, and generally fulfill all the duties of the office to which I have been elected, to the best of my skill and knowledge, that I will not, without due authority, disclose or make known any matter that comes to my knowledge by reason of position of elected official or my service as portfolio holder and/or committee member. That this declaration has been read through to me and explained to me, and I understand the nature of said declaration.
Councillor Sandra Moore.
I, Sandra Moore, do solemnly declare that I will and truly serve and protect the interests of the citizens of Hiawatha First Nation in the office of Councillor for Hiawatha First Nation, without favor or affection, malice or ill will. I will strictly obey all of the laws and regulations of our First Nation and Canada. That I will, to the best of my ability, endeavor to prevent all contraventions of the said laws and regulations. That I will strive to advance the interests of all Hiawatha First Nation citizens morally and financially, both by precept and example, and generally fulfill all the duties of the office to which I have been elected, to the best of my skill and knowledge. That I will, without due authority, disclose and make known any matter that comes to my knowledge by reason of position of elected official or my service as portfolio holder and or committee member. That this declaration has been read through to me and explained to me, and I understand the nature of the said declaration. Jimmy Gwetch.
Councillor Edwards?
I, Kirk Edwards, do solemnly declare that I will truly serve and protect the interests of Hiawatha First Nation in the office of Councillor for Hiawatha First Nation, without favor, affection, malice, or ill will. I will strictly obey all the laws and regulations of our First Nation and Canada. That I will, to the best of my ability, endeavor to prevent all contraventions of said laws and regulations. That I will strive to advance the interests of all Hiawatha First Nation citizens morally and financially, both by precept and example, and generally fulfill all the duties of office which I have been elected for, to the best of my skill and knowledge. That I will not, without authority, disclose, make known any other that comes to my knowledge by reason or position of elected official or my service as portfolio holder and or committee member. That this declaration has been read through to me and explained to me, and I understand the nature of said declaration.
Councillor Georgette Howard?
I, Georgette Howard, do solemnly declare that I will and truly serve and protect the interest of the citizens of Hiawatha First Nation in the office of Councillor for Hiawatha First Nation, without favor or affection, malice or ill will. I will strictly obey all the laws and regulations of our First Nation and Canada. That I will, to the best of my ability, endeavor to prevent all contraventions of the laws, of said laws and regulations. That I will strive to advance the interests of all Hiawatha First Nation citizens, morally and financially, both by precept and example, and generally fulfill all the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my skill and knowledge. That I will not, without due authority, disclose or make known any matter that comes to my knowledge by reason of position of elected official or my service as portfolio holder and or committee member. That this declaration has been read through to me and explained to me, and I understand the nature of the said declaration. Miigwech.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to ask all members of council to come in to the table and do the joint oath of office. Okay, everyone, please join me in welcoming Hiawatha First Nations newly elected 23-25 council. Take it away, guys. Miigwech, guys. And at this point, I'm going to ask Chief Kerr to address the audience.
Ani Minogajab, Atikdo Dem, Ajajakdo Dem, Megazikwe Dishnakas, Lori Noswin, Pamadishkodian Dunjaba, Michasagi Anishna Bekwe and Dao, Gima Hiawatha. Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm from the Hoof clan, relative to the Crane clan on my mother's side. My Anishinaabe name is Eagle Woman, my English name is Lori, and I'm Michasagi from Hiawatha and chief of our First Nation. I was always taught to give thanks first and foremost, so today I'd like To start by saying to Chimigwech, to Creator, for all the teachings, for all that He gives to us to live Minoba Mazuin, the good life. To our cultural coordinator, Jill Stevens, for the prayers. For the drum, Michisagi Minoman and the men at the drum, for all opening us all in a good way. For the staff and all the medicines that are here in this room today. And Chimigwech to Tricia and Laura and everyone who helped prepare for today. To our very important electoral officers, Cheryl Dundas, Sheila Copaway, Vern Hogan, and Mary Beth Hogan. A lot of work goes into what they do over the past few months, and for that we are grateful, and the stress they face, especially with a postal strike that was looming and did loom or hit us. So Chimigwech to you ladies for that good hard work you do for us. I'd also like to say Chimigwech for all of you here in attendance for this special ceremony, and to our invited guests. But before I get to our invited guests, I really want to acknowledge all these little ones in the room. These are our most valuable resource right here today. So, in saying that, Chief Knott, Miigwech, thank you for coming. Mayor Taylor, Mayor Wilford, Mayor Graham, Miigwech, thank you for coming. Warden Clark, Miigwech, thank you for coming. And always our lovely Reverend Nancy Miigwech for coming out. To our council team, I look forward to, oh, wait a minute. I'm a little bit mixed up. My pages fell when I was printing them. I guess it's just one of those mornings for everybody. I'm good. I would like to say Chimigwech to Councillor Jeff Laux for his 8 years of service on council. His input, direction, advice, and support at the table was valued and greatly appreciated. We wish him well on the next step of his journey. I'd also like to thank all the candidates that ran for this election term. It is honorable to put your name forward to serve your First Nation, and we are appreciative of your willingness to take care of our citizens and First Nation. Councillor Potash, Councillor Moore, Councillor Edwards, and Councillor Wilson, who I am jealous she is in Mexico on a well-deserved holiday. We say congratulations on your re-election, and please know that I'm truly grateful to be able to continue our work together for our citizens and our First Nation. We're all worked hard these past 4 terms, and it shows in our community. To Councillor Howard, we are honored to have you as a member of council, and we look forward to working with you in all the good work we will accomplish over these next 2 years. Councillor Howard brings a wealth of knowledge to our table. She worked in our lands department. She was a member of council previously, so we are lucky to have the skill and knowledge come to our table. And congratulations to all of you. As I continue to learn, live, work, and breathe our 7 grandfather teachings of wisdom, love, respect, bravery, honesty, humility, and truth, I am most honored and grateful to be here today, standing in front of you to give thanks to each of you, all our citizens, for your support and faith in me to be your chief for the 25-27 council term. I can only promise to do better, to learn, to grow, and to do my best, although we may not always agree with an answer or decision that was made. Please know it was made with information provided, questions asked, much discussion, and in the best interest of all and not the few. To our council team, I look forward to continuing to build our relationship as a team, as individuals, and to being the chief that you and our citizens require to lead. Throughout this past term, especially these last several months, there has been a lot of loss for our families and our community. And I want to pay respects and acknowledge those who have taken their journey into spirit. Those loved ones we lost were a vital part of who we are as Anishinaabe peoples and the makeup of our community, and to be remembered for the love and all the special qualities they carried. One of the most beautiful aspects of our community is how we pull together to support each other and still get the work done, even though we want the world to stop for just a moment. We know that our ancestors want and need us to continue the work for our citizens, for our First Nation, for our nations, and for all our brothers and sisters across Turtle Island. Our ancestors guide us to do this work, and they know our culture is our survival and how we continue to create strong individuals, strong communities, and strong nations. With this all in our teachings and our being, we still manage to get the work done. The Junia-Makuk Economic Development Corporation and our B&W Trust are fully established and well underway with their obligations to our nation. The first phase of the water project is complete, and Water Project 2.0 is progressing well with current planning and design stages for additional connections. The Elders Complex is well underway with construction, including excavation works and foundations, and will continue throughout the winter months. Hiawatha was able to secure over 80% of the funding towards the complex, which consists of 12-unit apartments and a small multi-use community building for our elders. Investments through Lighthouse Wealth Management continue to do well despite some of the economic turmoil that has occurred. We've completed 2 duplexes, providing 4 safe and healthy homes for our citizens. We've completed our strategic plan, which serves as a report card for community and staff to measure progress and celebrate wins. We will be able to adapt work plans to meet the vision of the CCP, which will turn deliver positive outcomes for our citizens and our First Nation. The fieldwork phase at Serpent Mounds has been successfully completed, and our focus has now shifted to the next stages of the project. Over the winter months, we will be concentrating on finalizing archaeological reports, conducting a thorough analysis of artifacts, creating GIS mapping tools, and developing our archaeological management plan to provide comprehensive guidance for the proposed development of the grounds. So throughout the past 2 years, there have been many meetings, events, workshops held by staff to provide information, education, and teach new skills. These meetings, events, and workshops are so important as they not only provide knowledge, but they create a place of social gathering that can have lasting impacts for individuals and families of our First Nation. Who are we without our staff? To each of our staff, we say Chi-miigwech. We are so grateful and appreciative of all the work that you do for our citizens and our First Nation. And as we move forward, we need to continue providing safe, clean drinking water to all our citizens. Our Elders Complex to provide safe and healthy homes to our elders. And our work on Serpent Mounds to protect our ancestors and provide economic opportunities for our citizens and our First Nation. So not only do we have these projects to complete, we also know there is much to do in the day-to-day work, such as the programs and services under administration and health and social services, language and culture, housing, mental health, and addictions. This work is ongoing, and we will continue to advocate and provide support to achieve the goals of sustainability, self-sufficiency, and improved governance as set out in our comprehensive community plan, with our steps to reach these goals that are laid out in our strategic plan. As our First Nation grows and the work continues to support our citizens now and for our 7 generations to come, we need to find ways to engage our young people and pique their interest in not only administrative and health and social employment opportunities, but also in politics. As we continue to mentor our young people in the work of our First Nation, they can learn of and appreciate their past to prepare them for their future and what that will mean to us, to them, and our next 7 generations. Our future was determined by our past, by our ancestors. Yet colonization changed our future, and as we continue in our present, we must remember and work towards our vision statement. We, the Mississauga of Hiawatha First Nation, are a vibrant, proud, independent, and healthy people balanced in the richness of our culture and traditional way of life. This is our future. So once again, Chi-miigwech to all of you for everything that you do, to all our citizens, our staff, all of you in this room, to our spouses, our partners who support us, we say Chi-miigwech. And again, from my heart, to all of you, Chi-miigwech for your support and guidance over this past term. And I and council, we look forward to serving you, our citizens, for the next 2 years. Miigwech, thank you. I'm honored to be here. I'm not that loud. Our gift, I won't sound it today as we'll need to birth our drums before we do this, but our gift from Hiawatha Miigwech, thank you, they're beautiful. With our logo, it's lovely.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to ask the other members of council if they'd like to address the citizens, and I'll give Jackie the mic.
Yeah, Trish just asked me if I changed my speech. That is a hard act to follow, Lori, but I will echo her words as a Chi-miigwech to everybody that's here, everybody that's been involved, everybody, Cheryl and her team for all their hard work, the drum, the elders in the room, and for family and friends for coming out. I just want to say to my fellow councillors, as we move ahead these next 2 years, that we remember and honor the past, that we live in the here and now as the present, and we remember those yet to come as our future. And I'm hoping that we can leave this table, and whenever we leave these tables, a better place than when we stepped on it. Miigwech to everybody. Thank you.
Bojo makakwe benonji indishna kaz wabshashin dodam menominiking dunjba. I want to give thanks to Creator for bringing us to the place we are right now. All of us that have done the work we've done to get where we are right now. The citizens for coming out and casting their votes, and for the people that stood up to say, I want to be a leader in my community. It takes heart and commitment to do that, and so Chi-miigwech to the people who did it. I want to give thanks to these young men sitting over at the drum as well. The men, I said young, sorry. I know that they've been sick in the last week or so, and so they're all masked up, and they're okay now, but I watched them when they were singing, and I could see on their faces that it was hard work to sing today, so you'll never know how much I appreciate the songs that you gave today. Chi-miigwech. I look forward to the next 2 years to working with Jackie and Lori and Kirk and Georgette. And I know that, I feel pretty certain that that's going to be a good flavor at the table, Kirk and his harem. Before I sit down, I want to talk about Georgette, because Georgette's new to the table. Georgette and I go back a long way. Like, I knew her when she was born, for heaven's sake, so it goes back really far. But there's an event that stands out in particular for me. 39 years ago, when I was working in education, a group of young people, and Georgette was one of those young people, and I did some fundraising, and we went on a trip. We went to Expo 86 in Vancouver, and we went and visited a nation out there and stayed overnight in that nation. A nation that was on the Fraser River, I think, hey? They had those dugout canoes. And when we were staying overnight in Vancouver, Cindy Howard was the other chaperone with the young. Cindy and I took those kids. Can you imagine leaving a group of kids from the community in the care of Cindy and I? Like, what were they thinking? I think I was like 28 or 29 or something at the time. We were young, eh, Cindy? But one night, we pretended that we didn't have enough money to pay for the rest of the trip. And so I got all dressed up with real heavy-duty makeup on, and I got all fancy schmancy clothes on, and I pretended that I was going out on the street to make more money. And I didn't. I want you to know I didn't really do that. But Georgette was one of those young people who was there. And when I worked in education, I got to know Georgette really well. And I got to know that her brain is brilliant. Brilliant. And so I look forward to the brilliance that she brings to the table. Miigwech.
Is that better? First of all, Miigwech to everyone that came and voted. I've sat at the council table for a few times now, and it's exhilarating today, as it always is. I have great passion for my community and the people therein, and especially the young people. I personally coached hockey and try to get involved with the children as much as I can. I think it's so important to be mentors and leaders in our community. And having just said that, a big Miigwech to Chief Carr, who is spectacular at leading our community. And I don't think enough gets said about that, but thanks so much, Chief Carr. Yeah. And much respect to the drum. Thank you so much. And everybody, much respect for voting and voting this council in. I know with Chief Carr and the other leaders we have here on council, I think we all are. We should do some great things, and we've got some great plans to follow. And thanks so much, Miigwech.
Anine, Georgette Indijnakaz. I too am just learning my language. It's an honor and a privilege to be standing up here. My head's about this big right now from what Sam had said. Miigwech, Sam, for those kind words. Miigwech to our drum. Miigwech to our former council. And I really look forward to working with my co-councilors over the next 2 years. I have served a term before, 20 years ago. So I'm quite excited to be back. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a huge proponent of land-based learning and getting out on the land, and hopefully we'll continue the good work that this council has supported over the last 2 years when it comes to land-based learning. Being on the land is my happy place. In any event, miigwech to all of you, miigwech. Thank you.
Okay, so on that note, let's eat. Eat and chat. Enjoy. Thank you, Miigwech.